Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jelly Roll Junkie channel. Thanks so much to everyone that watched my previous videos. It was definitely rough trying to edit, especially since you become more aware of like the long pauses that you take and the little sniffles that you make. So my first editing experience was not as smooth as I would have wanted it to be. And like I have here like things that I have set for myself to be thinking about doing for like this month in particular, you know. So yeah, so I still have like those things that I want to finish, but I'm very happy with how it's progressing. I'm a little, yeah, and how like I experimented with like, you know, putting down these post-its and then, you know, like if this is a post-it with like different stickers on top. So kind of like playing with the background a little bit, you know, post-its with stickers on top. This is a, you know, stickers, but then I colored the background, you know, and that's post-it with like a sticker on top. I finally got some of these comic stickers, and this is what I'm interested in. So like maybe that's something that I will try to like have more of. Okay, so this is how the end of the year went, and that I had to go, you know, do my iPhone. And then my Sunday was full of video editing, and then putting on a YouTube post schedule. And then there's a cute little sticker that kind of showed how exhausted I was from that first video editing experience. It was quite a learning experience, and I'm hoping that moving forward I can go forward with a, you know, less you know, pauses and less sniffling for sure, something that, you know, no one wants to listen to. And I kind of thought that this would be like it. I thought this would be it for like what my weekly would look like, because I was like, okay, I'm probably not gonna have that much I'm gonna like write down. But at the end of the day, I actually did have more to write down than I thought. I put this Happy Planner sticker down, and this is from Happy Planner 2, where I just kind of like, because like the whole of a Happy Planner is a sticker anyway, so like because they have these backgrounds, I added all of them. And this whole week is like focusing on reviews. It's a lot of reviews. So I had to do we have to do team ones, self ones. I was looking at my expenses. We updated some PowerPoints, and then I had more things to do at the end of the day, but I was so exhausted from video editing the day before that Sunday that I literally just fell asleep. And it says from here pretty much 5 o'clock. From 5 o'clock onward, I fell asleep. And so I really didn't get anything done. But started early the next day to continuing to like do team reviews and understanding that like we have a time limit and we have to submit them in. And then again, just a lot of work on Friday. But the nice thing was that in the afternoon, again, my nieces came over, and you know, I had some like ready-made boba for them, and we played with washi tapes a lot. And then, you know, this is a sleepover, and this is, you know, a sticker that I found that says "The Weekend." You guys can probably see my cat here. Thank you, yes. Thank you for joining me, sir. And we ordered sandwiches. One of my nieces, she loves to like grab every cat wherever they're laying and try to like like manhandle them into a hug, which the cats were like very like found very interesting, I guess I should say. They're, you know, they've seen my nieces now, so they're familiar with like the deal. But definitely one of my cats ran off for the rest of the day and was hiding, and they kept asking where she was. It was a little funny. And then the girls got like some mini brands toys that I got for them, and one of them was like a espresso machine. Took the BTS McDonald's toys, and we took 3 of them because my sister kind of was super into it and collected a whole bunch and went to like get a ton of Happy Meals, so she had all these extras. And so my nieces brought a few extras over, and we painted them into the Suga boys. Suga? Saga Boys, from that movie, K-pop Demon Hunters. And so that was a fun exercise that we did that day. And I wish I'll submit a picture here so you guys can see what that looked like. But that was fun, and then I got more packages at the end of the day. And basically now here's my Sunday. I'm doing some recording, and still have some work to do on reviews. So I think that the rest of my day might end up being reviews. So yeah, so far my weekly, it definitely ended up being more full than I thought it would be, because I thought it would kind of end up being like this day, where it would just be like, okay, I worked, that's all I did, you know. But these are like good reminders of like all the things that I did do on those days. Heading over into that's Loki. What he really wants is for me to sit down so that he can like sit on my lap, and then, you know, so like he'll walk all over my paper and like crush all my pages and things like that. So for the last time you guys saw this, you probably remember, this is like what this nice paperboard is like really for, is that I'm like, oh my gosh, I could put like stickers I don't use on here, and then I can always peel it off and use them later. So you remember that this was the original sticker that was there, right? And when I was looking at it, I was like thinking that it didn't really look right. Here's my lettering. I think it did pretty good. So I took the sticker off and I instead replaced it with this, and I put this you know, sticker on top of it, and then this little saying that just says, winter seems like a poetic painter using pure white brushes to outline the world, which I really liked that. And then I also added this 2026 sticker at the bottom, which was a freebie from one of the Etsy shops that I purchased from. And at first when I got the sticker, I was like, oh, I don't think I'll have a use for this, but I'll keep it around. And then I immediately had a use for it like the next day, and that's where I put it. Because I thought it was like a really good way to kind of mark that, like, just internally in this book, that like this is the beginning of like 2026, you know. So I'm really happy with this spread on this page for sure. And the only thing I'd probably change is that, like, as I was making the spread on this page, I kind of liked how I eyeballed this a little bit more and like kept the image closer together. The only thing here is that, like, when I'm looking at this, I kind of visually want to connect these closer together somehow, and so maybe I would have done that maybe by like decreasing the space maybe a little bit, but I also liked how it like spread across the whole page. So something to think about when I do future things. I added some spots on her because she's a Bengal, and so this is what I really liked, is that like I could put these orange cats down and then add my spots to make it clear that that's Radical Ed, my cat that you occasionally see walking around saying hello to you. Something that did happen though was that the next day, because I was talking about my self-review, and so I put some of these happy planner stickers down, like finish my self-review, edit video, do my affiliate, and I put here, dreams don't work unless you do, and to know your worth. So on this side, because this is a spread, I kind of wanted them to tie together a little bit, and I was having a bit of, as you can see here, moderate anxiety. And I'm steering clear, you know, of the top here, and over here, and I had practiced, you know, what I was going to write. Now that I've seen it, I think what I really wanted it to look like, I'm happy with it, but I think I would have done something along the lines of this. And this is like an example from, like, again, that book, that lettering book that I had. It's an example that's in this hand lettering book and that I'm using to practice. From last Sunday, I've not written anything from my day-to-day, especially since like my day-to-day was going to be very similar. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a spread that crosses the whole week. Like, I see the some examples from the washi tape store where they do a lot of page cutting, and I think that this might be a good time to practice some of that as we kind of like go through the week. So what I was trying to convey with this is on Sunday, there's like a to-do list of things, right? And exhaustion, because I was editing all day and a little bit of recording. So I kind of wanted to emulate like this idea of the matrix of being like connected to a computer like all day. And that's also why I've selected this particular one to go in here, because there's a little bit about recording. There's video film, if you can see there. I really liked all these other washi for kind of like conveying this idea of like, again, like this idea of like the matrix, you know? And it's a little bit funny because like I have this green here splatted like paint, but this little saying that just happened to be on this black washi over here, and see thy blood is warm when thou says it's cold. It says something like that, but it's about blood. So I thought it was just like, oh, it's not blood. It's just stains or like, you know, ink, paint splatters and things like that. So there will be more to go on this page. And I went with green because, you know, when you watch The Matrix, like those letters and numbers that make up coding was green, right? And so that was kind of the idea. So other elements that I will be adding onto this side is like a laptop, and I want to like add some words that say like, you know, read, write, save, edit, a couple of words like that. So I'll have to like probably make those words. Either I can like write it in, or I can use like my stickers to kind of like come up with it. So we'll see like how I kind of like add that element in. Next page here, you can kind of see what I was kind of thinking here, maybe. Thinking that I cut out strips here in an arrow format so that you can kind of see through to like these next pages. And I picked arrows because I kind of thought that I'm progressing towards a point. By the way, this roll is from the washi tape store, which is where I got this little character, this exhausted character that you see here. And this is from a set, and this one here is from the Erin Condon store. I was looking for like some snowflakes. I was looking for a snowflake washi, and it just happened to bring me to Erin Condon's site. And there were other cute things in there too that I was like, oh, that would be nice to have. So like these weekdays, these months. So I'll be using that today too when I look at my weekly section, just in case you guys are wondering where I got that. And using this as a background to like do some of my cutting. Can't decide if like cutting it prior or cutting it after would be better, because one thing I am seeing is that like now that I cut these out, I'm like, oh, is that what I want to see when I like, you know, close this, you know, when I keep it open like this way? So that's something to think about as you're kind of like going through these with my cutting. So I think it could have been a little bit more smooth if like it had stickers on it already. Before I cut it. So let me go and find some stickers on what I think should be there. Okay, I found this runner here, and she's holding a tennis racket, but what I kind of want to be showing is this camera. So I cut out this camera. So I think I'm gonna like place it like this, and I have this same green but in yellow, although I guess it's hard to tell because it's, yeah, you know, but like I think if that's in the background, that could be a good way to cover the background, and that would be on my Sunday page. So I think that would be a good way to cover that up, and then kind of go in line with these colors down here, this color that I have down here, basically. Because when I was looking at over here, I was like, oh, well, what do you see when you're over here? You know, when you're looking here in these peekaboo windows, and this way they can see this cat. Here's the book again, where the tennis player came out of. It's kind of like a rhythm movement rhythm type of a book. I'll link to where it is in Amazon below if you're interested. This is how far I've gotten so far. So I'm gonna put that up. I'm trying to strengthen my little windows here with some more PET tapes. And then I have to think about like, what do I want to convey for my Tuesday, Wednesday? And I can go back to my weekly and kind of see that Tuesday, Wednesday I did have a lot to do. Let me see. But Tuesday, Wednesday, I had to do like a lot of work at the office. So I could do something where like that's like a distraction, something like that. I want it to somehow convey something into over here. I think I might put some washi on this side to strengthen that piece right there. Yeah, so let me think about like if I'm looking at this, I have to think about like, okay, so I can see, you know, like there's this yellow that I'm trying to work towards over here, this yellow orange, and a little bit of green that I'm trying to work towards over here on Sunday. And I have to figure out like what should go in here, and then how I should convey Thursday, Friday in here while keeping track of like, you know, this side, because I think it's really easy to like be focusing on this side and be losing track of like what should go on this side, like how, like what is it that I can design in here that when looked at over this way can still be into the eye artistically and make sense thematically as I look from front to back. Okay, let me think about it and collage a little. Be right back.